How's it going, everybody? Smitty here, and this is Uke with Smitty. So the ukulele is a kind of limited instrument in one sense. Why do I say that? Well, there's only 4 strings, and if you have that reentrant tuning, the high G, you really only have 3 strings of range, the C, E, A. And if you compare that to a guitar or a piano with all the keys, there's a lot less to play on a ukulele. So for some people that's a deal breaker, that's one of the reasons they don't like it. But for me, that's one of the things I love about the ukulele. Now why do I say that? Well, I believe that because you're limited in terms of the range you can play, you're forced in a lot of ways to be more creative. So in this video, I'm going to demonstrate that by only playing 4 chords. I'm going to play G, E minor, C, and D. And those 4 chords, I'm going to show you all these different variations and ways to play by changing the strumming pattern, by adding in techniques like the chuck, like fan strum, by doing a few different finger picking techniques. And I'm going to demonstrate how there's an infinite amount of possibilities and unique ways you can play with these creatively to spice up your playing. And that's one of the things I love about the uke. Before I begin, if you haven't already hit that subscribe button, consider doing so. It helps me, it helps the channel out a lot, and it helps YouTube to know who to promote and show these videos to. So let's get right into it. So this one is going to be the fleshy part of the finger on the downstroke and the upstroke. So the thumb, fleshy part down, fleshy part of the index up. And it's a lot softer and quieter. Good for the mellow part of a song. I'm going to do the opposite. The downstroke I'm going to use my fingernail. The upstroke, I'm going to use my fingernail. On the downstroke, index, upstroke, thumb. You notice it's a lot louder, a little sharper. So you can do that on a more intense part of a song, and also if you're playing with a lot of other people, it kind of cuts through other sounds. So this next one is a combination of the two, and this is how I play a lot of the time. I kind of revert to this, and I'm only going to use my index finger, and the downstrokes are going to be fingernail, upstrokes are going to be fleshy part. So you get a nice combo. I'm going to do the same thing and add in a chuck, and a chuck is where you mute the strings and play like that. Now with a chuck, there's a bunch of different patterns and ways you can do it. That's just one example, but that can really add a lot of spice and variety to the playing. So now I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm adding a fan strum, which is all 4 fingers fanning, flicking down really quickly. Now I'm going to take away the chuck. So you got multiple elements there, mix and match those. Now I'm going to do a triplet strum, and my triplet strums, I do them like this. This is called a triplet because it's 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to go down with the fingernail of my index finger, down with the thumb fleshy part, and up with the fleshy part of my index finger. So obviously all of those can be mixed and matched in infinite ways and varieties. So now let's try out some finger picking. First I'll just do a very basic up and down the neck, up and down the strings. Messed up there a little bit. Now I'm going to do a Travis picking pattern. There's so many other finger picking patterns you can do. And on and on and on it goes. But I hope this demonstrates and makes my point well that the ukulele is limited in range in terms of notes, but it forces you to be creative, and there's a an infinite amount of different variations you can do to spice up your playing, to add in, you know, zest to certain parts, to be louder or quieter, or add in a chuck on an offbeat or on an onbeat, or add in a fan strum. So many different techniques, and that's one of the things I love about the ukulele, because when I play guitar and other instruments, because I'm not as limited, I don't think about those things as much, and I don't employ those interesting techniques, and the uke forces you to do it, which is really cool. So there you have it, guys. I hope that was helpful. I hope you enjoyed that. If you have any questions, if you have any requests for songs or tutorials, techniques, anything like that, hit me up in the comments. And if you haven't already subscribed, consider doing so. I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.